weekdays at 2 on Channel 3.
Channel 3 School Patrol with David Carroll. Coverage you can count on.
Another Car Fix Friday for you here on 3+U. I'm back in the conference room at Mtn View CDJR with Lebron Clark. This is beginning to feel a little bit like home for me over here.
Yes, I think we can clock you in.
It's nice and cool and temperate in this room, so we'll talk for a while.
Yeah.
We wanted to focus this morning on kind of a new aspect of your service here at the dealership, because the whole world's kind of kicking back up into high gear now.
Yeah, and it's a big demand for keeping vehicles on the road. So what we've started doing is a fleet service. So some of the simpler recalls and things like that the manufacturer require you to do. We've started a kind of a neat thing where a tech can actually come out, and most of them are airbag recalls, minor things. We're working on getting a little bigger at that, but I think we've got about 70 so far under our belt right now, where he's actually went to, in this case, Miller Industries, and they've got the vehicles there for him, and they kind of corral them all together, and he does all the recalls on them. So that way they're safe, they're back on the road, and they've got minimal downtime. So normally,
I think one of the interesting things about business, I think I'm becoming to have more of a business mind than I once did. Once you begin to key in on how the world works, it's kind of fun to realize that if one cog in the wheel is not functioning properly, that ripple effect is there.
it gets everyone,
Yeah. So we live now, and this past year especially, in ordering things online or depending on things coming to our doorsteps quite literally. So think about how your life would be impacted on a personal level if these trucks couldn't get to you.
Oh yeah, like I said, they have to take the time. They have to have drivers bring them to us. They leave them for a day. They come back and pick them up. Which these repairs normally take 20, 30 minutes a vehicle, and if we can get 10, 15, 20 of them together at one time, within a couple hours we're done. They can come get their vehicles. They don't have a man or a woman having to take that vehicle and bring it to us.
Right.
It's sit on the back of our lot, waiting for a tech to do this repair.
Right.
So we've got. I think they're going to Lawrenceville, Georgia to do another 20.
Well, I was going to ask you, how far away do you go?
Yeah. Well, for companies or local businesses that help us out, we're more than willing to go the extra mile, or in this case, extra 100.
When we were here last time, we were talking about the certified pre-owned certifications, whatever that I'm trying to say, the
inspection.
Inspection. Yeah. Thank you.
There
That's my word. When you send someone out to do these with the recalls, are they going to be trained in a different kind of way? Actually,
it's the same type of training, and we're getting to the point now, like I said, once we were able to, there'll be a time where we're able to go out and do the oil changes right there on the spot.
Really?
Minor repairs, and then we can actually do the inspections that we're talking about and give that customer a list and say, okay, Julie, I know you've got, 20 of these vehicles, 5 of them need this done to them. If you'd like to schedule an appointment. We've talked about, of course, with the market changing, the way things have with Unum and all that has changed, Blue Cross Blue Shield, at one point actually setting up days where we could go to their facility and service their employees' vehicles.
By that, do you mean the fact that they're all working remotely?
Remotely right now. Before, everybody was there. Now everybody's remotely, so it's a little harder.
Well, and it's going to be interesting to see, the talk is, in these months to come, how businesses even morph a little bit. Yeah. And maybe they're going to be utilizing some of these fleets in a different way than they have been before.
Yeah, you have to adapt, and I think they're doing a good, like I said, a good job. We're doing it here. Our only real issue is getting enough people.
Right.
I mean, we're always looking to hire somebody, because like I said, I could have 4 people on the road working all the time doing these recalls and services.
Okay, I'll let you talk about that a little bit. We were going to save that for a different conversation, but you never know who's watching the show day to day. So when we first got here today, you pointed out a guy. We won't tell his whole story because he might know we're talking about him, but he's a new hire, and you just kind of struck it off with him.
He came in, actually, he was looking because we were needing an oil change tech, and that's what he was currently doing for another company, and we talked a little bit and kind of showed him the facility, and and we're proud of it. It's a nice place. It's air conditioned. You're back in the shop. To be able to work and not sweat. And we talked for a few minutes, and I asked him, "Has you ever thought about selling cars?" He said, "Well, yeah, I sold cable." I think is what he was saying. And we talked for a few minutes, and I said, I'd love to train you. Personally, hopefully, give him 90 days to get up and going. Pay him what he would make back there to learn how to do this, because it's such a hard position to fill, to get somebody that's going to treat people the way you want them treated.
Right. Because
I expect, if Julie Edwards is working for me, I expect what she says is what I would say. I can't have somebody that's not going to be 100% honest and forthright. And this guy, he hit a chord with me, and I thought, this is the guy.
So you wanted to bring that up because y'all are looking for people.
Always.
And I would think that there are a lot of folks at home watching today who either, maybe they got laid off a long time ago and they've been not working over the course of this past year, and they might feel a little bit guilty for coming in and asking for a job now. Is it a personal connection always with you, LeBron?
Most of the time it is. But of course, we have 9 facilities now, so we're always hiring. We have people that work remotely from home. We have a call center, where people can work from home. Our service BDC, is a completely separate entity. But as far as sales, service, parts, we're always looking for that person.
So if somebody were to come in, first of all, do they do everything online, or are you still come in people?
They can. I like to meet it. Before I'll hire somebody, I like to talk to them, even though the other guys actually do the hiring, because it's one of those things. If I hire somebody, it kind of makes it hard for them to fire them.
Right.
So I like to meet everybody.
Okay, so is what happened with this particular guy maybe not that unusual? And I know you can't make any promises, but if somebody were to come in and are applying for a job on one level, but you see something else and potential in them, you don't want people to stay status quo. You're looking to move them
Anytime
up.
anybody wants to move, and I've lost people to other dealerships, to other positions, because we didn't have that spot, but I knew they were ready, which is something that a lot of people look at you and go, why would you do that? I think, well, matter of fact, when we did our show a couple weeks ago, we were talking to some of the guys in the service department that had went through Northwest Georgia Technical, and we were talking about Garcia, one of our mechanics, who wanted to become a service rider.
This is off camera, by the way.
Oh, off camera, sorry. And he wanted to, and so I called up and we got him a job, and he's loving it. He's taking that next step.
Right.
And then you go from that to assistant service manager to doing what I do.
Well, you just don't ever know. Often the people who've been watching these segments are in the market to buy a car, right?
Yeah, I hope
or
so.
to have a car service. But others who are watching today might be needing a job, and you fulfill it all. You're entrenched in the community, and it's worth, I think, pointing out.
Well, I appreciate that. The community is really good to us. We can't brag enough on our friends.
All right, so I guess if you're a business with a fleet of vehicles, I won't just say trucks.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Okay, we got to do our own.
That's who you want to talk to, right?
Yeah, give us a call.
Lebron Clark at Mtn View CDJR on Alabama Highway in Ringgold. Contact information there on your screen. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Don't worry, be happy, because I have the solutions to all of your real estate concerns. Whether you go with my guaranteed offer or my massive marketing approach that powers this great team, we have the solutions to get